Good morning, guys. I am in Corfu, Greece today. I am very excited. Greece is someplace I've been wanting to see for a while, and I realize this is just one island and I'm not going to get to see them all, and a lot of the islands are definitely different in the way they look and what they have there, but I'm still very excited. I meeting my excursion at, let's see, 8:10. There's my ticket right there. They've already let people off the ship who want to get off, and back on board time is 3:30. That kind of tells me a couple of things. One, it could be a long distance between this particular port and the next one we're going to, and they need more time to get there, or there's not as much to do in this port. So that's one thing that when they you come back to ship, there's could be not a lot of things to do here, which I kind of expect. So I'm doing highlights of Corfu by land and sea. I have really no intention of shopping or anything, but if they have some olive oil or something like that, I might pick something like that up if I have the opportunity. If not, no big deal whatsoever. So I wanted to say one thing. I feel like Carnival has redeemed themselves from on the entertainment side. Last night I went to the variety show, and they had, I think his name was Richard Jones. I will tell you, you can Google, look up who won Britain's Got Talent 2016. It's that guy. He was fabulous. He did magic and mind reading. Not really. It was, you know, illusions. And I will tell you, while he didn't do anything like new that I've never seen before or anything really innovative, he did it on he did put his own twist on it, and he was extremely funny, very entertaining. So I definitely think they've redeemed themselves in the entertainment. They're having another show or something tonight. I'll probably go to that. I am debating about going to the comedy again. That was just a waste of an hour of my life that I can't get back. Granted, I'm on the ship, but it made me like, oh, it was terrible, just terrible. Anyway, I'll show you a little bit outside the cabin on the balcony so you can get a little bit of the feel from it this morning. Then you guys will see so much more with me vlogging later. So let me go ahead and go back out there. So right now you're not going to see a whole lot, just the island and water. So that's pretty much it from my balcony.
The color of the sea water. Huh? What do you think?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Didn't hear you. So, oh, it's okay. It's a bit early still, maybe. Now you take the boat trip in a while. Get ready. In the background now, if you have a look, that big, huge rock having the form of the main bay of the area. We have 6 bays in Palokastritsa, and here we have the boats to the caves. Now we enter the parking area. What you have to know about the olive oil, when you buy a bottle of olive oil, you have to make sure that the acidity, first of all, it's written on the label, the acidity, okay? The best and the extra virgin olive oil must have acidity from 0.1 up to 0.8, okay? Of course, the origin of the olive oil. And the best olive oil, it's not just only the extra virgin olive oil, but the cold pressed one. Okay, cold pressed one. If you read on the label that it's cold pressed, for sure it's going to be more expensive than the other ones, the other quality of olive oil that you will find in the store at the shop, but it's really well worth. Okay, the cold pressed one is I can say the healthiest olive oil. Okay, the cold pressed one. Of course, if you don't find cold pressed, you can find the extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so
What do we have?
and of course the origin. The origin of the olive oil, the city, where it was produced. Corfu, maybe Kalamata or Crete, you will find in the market in the city.
Is that what we saw on the side of the road when we passed?
Oh, really? You found it?
Yeah. Look, well, when I had to go to that trash can, I walked down here, about halfway back, I looked down right in the ground. I did hear it.
One more step here.
No, they're French, aren't they?
Here is a great view of the ship. Hey guys, I'm back from my excursion to Corfu, Greece today, and I thought I would do an overview of it while it was still fresh on my mind. Parts of it were really great and parts not so great, and the not so great parts were all because of fellow passengers. I will get to that in a minute, but I want to hit the Corfu highlights first, and then I will get to the not great parts caused by fellow passengers on the tour with me. So we left the ship and got on our bus, and we drove to this place I can't pronounce to save my life. It does have the word paleo in it, like Paleolithic, but that wasn't it. It was paleo something. I can't say it. I can't tell you how many times the guide actually said it, and I still can't remember, but other than paleo. It was absolutely beautiful when we got there. Now the drive between here and the port, I mean from the port and that little area, not so pretty, but it's just like any other town. You got your pretty parts and your not so pretty parts, and the drive between here and there, not so pretty. A lot of businesses, more commercial type stuff. And then when we kind of got out of the commercial stuff, it was just all agriculture, just trees and lots of foliage where you couldn't see anything. It looked like it was just really, really overgrown. And then when we got there, we got on a little boat, as many people as they could squeeze on the boat, and it was a tight squeeze. I was lucky to be able to get in one of the very first seats, so I was thankful for that, so I didn't have anybody's head in front of me. And we went around a little bit, and then there was like 3 little grottos or caves that the little boat went into, and it didn't go very far into it, and took some photos. The boat driver threw some something in the water to feed the fish, and the fish would come up in this most beautiful blue-green water I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. And then we came back. We had like 45 minutes around the place. I will tell you that was about 30 minutes too long because you needed the extra 15 minutes to wait in line to use the potty. There was like not much there except for some little tourist traps with absolutely just garbage. Yeah, garbage. I can't believe I'm admitting this, but they actually had some porn there, and I was like, oh my goodness, I did not just see that, but I did. That I was like, then the rest of stuff was probably not even made in Greece. I'm not going to mention where it was probably made, but I bet you can guess. Just really cheap, trinkety, just garbage that they're trying to sell to tourists. Hey, I can't blame them. They're trying to make a living, but anywho, yeah, then I saw what I couldn't unsee, and I wish I hadn't have seen it, but I saw it anyway because I was like, what? You know. Anyway, then we got back on the bus and took a drive out to Corfu town, and I tell you, I enjoyed most of my time there the most. It was extremely crowded, but I was looking for olive oil, some really good Greek olive oil. I'm a lover of olive oil, and to my knowledge, I'm not sure I've ever had Greek olive oil. I've gotten plenty from Spain, plenty from Italy. I know I bought some from the southern hemisphere in Australia, but this is the store that I went into, and I told them I would mention it on YouTube. They asked me to mention stuff on social media, and the way the lady pronounced it was Nomi. And I hope I got that right. Anyway, so this is just like a little postcard of their store, and let me turn it around so you can see the address on the back. Hopefully, is that coming in clear? Come in, come in. I know it's focusing on me. So there's the address of their store right there. They Let me let it refocus. They were fabulous in the store. I think I got 3 olive oils, which I will show in my whole trip haul later. They're also known for kumquats in this area, which they look like a little bitty orange. I guess they could get bigger, but the ones I've seen in the US are like small oranges and a little bitter, very, very strong. So I did get some kumquat candy. They did have some liqueur, and I told the lady I didn't drink, so I didn't want to buy that. But just a fabulous store. I was so glad I found this store. It was definitely my type of store. I loved it, and they said they're going to be soon shipping online. Apparently it's a new company. Anyway, if you're in Corfu, try to get to that store, Nomi. I hope I got that right. And anyway, it was fabulous. So walked around, I did a little bit of vlogging, did some photography, then we got back on the bus. We had about an hour-ish to walk around, and very, very busy. The guide did tell us, I feel like I'm going in and out of focus. And again, I'm still getting used to trying not to look up, even though I know I'm looking up all the time. So the guide told us that today is a holy day for them. They are celebrating Easter, and the majority of the religion here, or the denomination, is Greek Orthodox, and so they are having Easter. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but today is a holiday for them. She said we're celebrating Easter, so I found almost all the stores open, as they want that tourist money that's coming in. I can't blame them too much, but she said a lot of the places would probably be closed, but some would be open. So anyway, I didn't see anything closed, honestly. There was a lot of eating places. I thought the streets were absolutely beautiful. I don't know that they really reminded me of anything, maybe a teeny tiny bit like Venice, but not really. I was trying to think what the closest thing I could come up with, and I can't really come up with anything that's that close, but just a beautiful area. Hopefully I got some good footage. I'm hoping. It was so crowded that I just didn't vlog that much, and I was trying to look around for the olive oil store. So anyway, then we came back to ship, and they dropped us off at the security where we had to walk through the terminal, and then we could either take a shuttle back to the ship or just walk. And I'm like, the ship was right there. I'm like, unless you are in a position where you can't do a lot of walking, you shouldn't have taken the shuttle. I'm like, just get out there and walk. But I do understand that some people cannot walk that much, and so that was a good thing that they had the shuttles from the terminal to the ship. I got some photos of the ship standing far back, so I was thrilled about that because I haven't been able to do that yet, and I was able to do that. Then I walked down a little further to the water's edge, and this lady's like, oh, you can see the turtle down there, and I'm like, oh, there's a turtle, and I took some photos of it, and the more I looked at that turtle, that poor turtle was dead. And now I want to delete the photos because I feel so bad that I was taking photos of a dead turtle. So it had flies just flying around its shell, and I thought the back legs were moving, but it was just a wave. So anyway, I'm kind of saddened about seeing a dead turtle now. It would have been nicer if it was alive. Then I just came back aboard ship. So that was the good part. The guide was wonderful. She was a bit difficult to understand, even though her English was a billion times, a trillion times better than my Greek, since my Greek is non-existent. It doesn't exist. I can do a few words in Italian, and I mean a few words in Spanish, few. Greek, zero. So but she was a bit difficult to understand, and in the crowded areas it was hard. She was hard to hear as well. So now on to the downside of the excursion. When we walked out, everything was fine. I was like the second person to get on board. I just happened to be right at the area when they called my number, and I jumped up and out I went. So the person in front of me, this should have given me a clue, that got on board the bus before me, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But he was very aggressive, let's just put it that way, in the manner of his walk, the way he was acting, and it was just like, nobody is getting in front of me, I'm getting on that bus first. And I didn't think much more about him at that point. So I get on the bus, and my understanding is the entire bus was full. This one last man gets on board and he ends up having to sit beside me. And it wouldn't have been so bad except for the body odor. Oh my goodness, the body odor was bad. And it wasn't just sweat, it was other body odor, if you get my drift, that he kept producing as we were going. And it was unpleasant, let me tell you. So when we got out got on the little boat, and once I got on the boat, I was able to get in the first seat. I didn't plan it that way. I was in line behind other people, and then the people that I was in line behind, they put them on one boat and then they filled that boat up, and then the boat I got on, I was like the first one because they had filled the other one up. So it wasn't like I was pushing my way to the front, it just happened to be that way. And I chose the front seat since that was available. And then at one point in time, this guy that was sitting right beside me, he was nice, didn't have any issue, except for this one instance when we went into one of the little caves. He had a GoPro, like I'm vlogging on this, he was vlogging on a GoPro, and he literally leans over me, and he's practically laying in my lap, and to put his GoPro in the water, and I was like, an excuse me would have been fine, but I didn't appreciate the fact that he laid in my lap to get that GoPro in the water. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Then there was somebody beside me that made some rude comments to me, and I'm pretty sure it may have been that aggressive man, and I'll tell you why. There's more to him. And it was, I was holding, let me grab my phone. Oh, sorry. So I was holding my vlogging camera about like this. I had it below my eyes, but just right about my nose level. And I'm vlogging like this, and I just keep it in front of me. You know, which way ever I turn, it's just like this. So it's not like I'm holding it up, like way up high or over to the side. It's literally in front of my face, and I'm trying to keep my elbows in. So the person beside me is like, move your camera so others can see. And I'm like, excuse me? It's right in front of me. And then I'm almost positive it was that man. And I've got footage of him, which you will probably hear or have already heard me, because I about lost my mind. When we got to Corfu town, we got off the bus, and our guide started walking us to through the square, which she did say was the largest square in the Baltics, and the 27th or 25th, it was either 25th or 27th largest like park square in the world. I have no idea if that's true or not, but that's what she said. And so as we are walking past or through the square and to get to where like the shopping eating area is, this man that beat me on, got on the bus before me, he kept stepping right in front of me. He would work his way and then come in front of me and just stop like that, almost where I was like, oh my goodness. He kept doing that. So at one point I step around him to get away from him, and he literally came back up. He put his arm out like this and just shoved me. I almost lost my mind. I'm an easygoing person. I very rarely get upset, get angry. I might get aggravated pretty quickly, but I get over it really quickly. But when somebody physically assaulted me, oh my word. Thankfully, I restrained myself and I didn't push him back. It crossed my mind. I thought about it, but I was like, don't do it, don't do it. You are a better person than he is. Dealing with that. And I'm not trying to build myself up and say I'm great at all, but for anybody to shove another human being is horrific. But you know, just to have like a man shove a female, I was like, what? You just physically assaulted me. Literally, his arm went up like this and he pushed me. Anyway, so that kind of, those few instances, the stinky man, the man laying down, leaning over and laying in my lap to put his GoPro in the water, and then the one that assaulted me, kind of put a damper on this trip, this particular excursion. But you know what? It was a beautiful area. I am super happy that I was able to come to Greece. And let me tell you, going to this store absolutely made my day, guys. I love olive oil. It gets me excited. I love talking about it. And so if you're ever here, try to go to Nomi's store. I definitely recommend it. Now, I haven't tried the olive oil yet, but I will. I'm planning on talking more about it when I get to try it at home. So I am super excited about that. And I'm gonna get out, probably go have lunch right now. It is almost 2 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock. We are still on Barcelona time, but Corfu is an hour ahead, so it's almost 3 o'clock in Corfu right now. So I haven't had lunch yet, but I'm pretty sure I looked at the menu for supper, and so I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go down to the dining room. It was just like, not gonna do it. I am debating whether or not to do the comedy show. I think this is the Scottish guy that I heard not last night, but the night before last. He was okay. It may be the same show, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to skip the comedy and then just go to I think there's a variety show or some sort of show. Last night's show was so good, which I talked about that earlier today, that I highly enjoyed that. So I think I want to go to the 7:30 show. So now I just want to go get something to eat. I'll probably will FaceTime my parents and hopefully get to see Coco and Chanel. Coco and Chanel do not cooperate when we're FaceTiming. They just don't, they won't look at the camera. I know they can hear me, and what they tend to do sometimes is run and go look out the window thinking I'm out there or something. They're not the brightest dogs in the world, but that's why they're so cute. Anyway, guys, I think I am going to end the vlog here. I've been chatting for almost 17 minutes, but I wanted to give you an overview because I'm not sure how much vlogging I actually did, but I've been taking a lot of photos, and eventually most of the photos, or not most of them because I've taken somewhere in the 700 photo range, a lot of them I will be putting on Instagram. So I always have my Instagram account linked below, so you guys can check that out if you want to see the photos, because I think I'm a much better photographer than a vlogger. I couldn't think of the word vlogger. Oh, there's also going to be a 4 o'clock or 4:30 little talk with their photographer aboard ship that's apparently really, really good. So I would definitely want to go to that. That's probably one of the things I'm most excited about hearing is this photographer. I love hearing stuff like that. So I'm gonna go eat lunch, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye, guys.